Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going over some Maker's Mark. But first, let's do a giveaway. All right, so this giveaway is for the conviction video. So it should be 2 ounce samples of 4 different convictions. And the winner is Thomas Gallagher, 1945. Email's in the description, send me an email. All right, so the bottles we're going over today are last year's Lost Recipe Mocha, and obviously when the new one came out this year, I expected something else besides the Mocha. But it's the stave profile that's different in the Lost Recipe series. So this is another Mocha. This is the one that came out this year, and obviously you can see the recipes are different from each other. So we'll see which one's better. I also threw in this year's Keepers release just because it's, you know, something from this year. Give it another score. I'm sure I reviewed it already on the channel. And then this is a store pick. This is a store pick that I went down to Maker's Mark and did it with a local store. As you can see, it was all question marks. He doesn't put his secret recipe on there. And when we were down there doing this, you know, me and the other people there besides the liquor store owner try to create a recipe that would beat it, and we couldn't. So this is a really good recipe. So we'll see how these 4 do today. All right, so let's get into the nose on A. Okay, so the nose on A, chocolate, which I feel like I'm gonna say a lot today. Wheat and dark fruits, but a lot of chocolate forward. Let's go to B, a very similar nose. Yeah, it's all the same notes. Well, sorry guys, I'm not getting any differences on the nose on those 2. Let's go to C. This one has, okay, so C has a little bit more red fruit. Yeah, there's still very similar to A and B, but enough differences that I can actually get something. Hazelnut, different notes are definitely popping up. Okay, red fruit, hazelnut, chocolate, wheat on C. Okay, D on the nose, chocolate, wheat, vanilla ice cream. All the noses are really good. So let's get into the palates. Okay, first sip, mixed bag. So you got the chocolate, you got some nuttiness, but there's some bready notes, which, you know, can go either way. And then some grain alcohol notes. It definitely reminded me of a liquor I have in Portugal that I do not like, aguardiente, which is basically like moonshine. I had a good amount of that in that, which none of these are proofy at all. They're all like between 109 and like 112. But just the taste, it didn't taste proofy, it just tasted like that grain alcohol note. On the finish, peanuts, chocolate, wet peanut. Again, the wet peanut note isn't my favorite note on finishes. So some good, some bad, but first sip of the day, so we'll see how the second sip goes. Yeah, more of the same. I got a little bit more dark fruit this time. That grain alcohol note though, man, I don't ever remember getting that on anything before. So it's strange that it's so prominent in this. One more sip. All right, the third sip, the grain alcohol is still definitely there, but the chocolate nuttiness were more dominant. Overall, 3-ish, 3.25. We'll get there. I'm gonna go back and forth, but let's go to B. So B, first sip, not very complex at all. It was basically just chocolate wheat again on the finish, and a little bit of nuttiness. Definitely something that needs a second sip. So it's still not overly complex. Chocolate wheat are mainly, it's just like a smooth, I don't know what else to say, smooth. But it's just smooth. There's not much to it. It's chocolate wheat, there's a little bit of like a leathery note and nutty. On finish, the nuttiness turns into hazelnut. But it's basically those flavors, and it's not overly like giving you a lot. It's just easy drinker. I don't know. Third sip, it does have a long lingering finish though. So the chocolate hazelnut, which is Nutella. Who doesn't like Nutella? Don't tell me. Do not tell me you don't like Nutella. All right, that's good. I wrote dark fruits now on the palate. Is it mind blowing? No. Let's go to C. All right, first sip, a lot of the same. I'm already starting to think of like what I'm gonna say at the end of this is like basically just buy one because they're all the same. Chocolate, wheat, dark fruits, finish, hazelnut, caramel, chocolate. So as a caramel, a lot of the same notes I've been saying. Second sip, so much hazelnut. B and C are very hazelnut forward. And I want to say Nutella because there's chocolate and hazelnut, but it's definitely the hazelnut nut. One more sip. More the same. All I wrote was hazelnut bomb. It's just very hazelnut forward. Let's go to D. D also has a lot of similar notes as the rest of them, but there's a good amount of differences in D versus the other three. So first sip, chocolate vanilla ice cream. It's very creamy. Marshmallow on the finish, nutty, hazelnut, vanilla, berries. So again, the hazelnut is there again, but it's not as strong as B and C. I definitely need to go back to A and see if that peanut note is still peanut or hazelnut, but I'll do that when I go back and forth. Second sip on D. I think I like D the best. Little bit of hazelnut on the palate this time. It's not overpowering the hazelnut on D like some of the other ones. Not that I don't like hazelnut, but if it's too much, it's just too much. It's too much. D. One more sip. A little cinnamon on the finish. Now, are any of these mind-blowing? No, they are not. Are any of these terrible? No. Are these almost all the same? Yes. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause it, drink some water, and I will A-B all these against each other and kind of see if anything changes and scores. Be right back. All right, I'm back, and I think I'm going to stop chasing these. They're pretty much all the same. Now, I did get some new notes, but first let's do the giveaway. So if you want to enter to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with capital letters MM2025. What do I got to say about these? All right, let's just go over my scoring. So in last place, it shouldn't be a shock. The graininess of the Keeper's release from 2025 kind of held it back a little bit for me. But I did give it out on the finish. And when I was A-Bing them, I actually did better than when I had it by itself. And I scored a 3.25, slightly above average. And then it came down to these over here. And in third place is C, which is last year's Lost Recipe. And I scored that 3.4, and barely beating it with a 3.45 was this year's Lost Recipe, which, you know, I got a red Jolly Rancher on the finish this time, which helped it beat out the Hazelnut Bomb, which is last year's Lost Recipe. So the winner is this store pick. And, you know I said that I was there on the pick, but this isn't what I created. This is literally what the store guy, the store owner, does every single time, basically. And I don't make any money for sales of these. So like I'm being a homer, but this was the best one. And, you know, I scored a 3.65 blind. You know, they're all very similar. And this is what I've learned today, is that there are some nuances to these. Like this one didn't really have the hazelnut note where these guys had, and this was a lot of hazelnut. They all had like chocolate, they all had wheat. So if like you have one, do you need another one? I guess if you're like someone like me who buys everything, you're gonna keep buying them. But you know, if you want to save money and not buy the next release and go buy something else, unless you find out that it's like the best one out of all of them, I don't know. But I think they're trying too much, or they're trying to do too much with little differences, and it's not really showing a huge difference between bottle to bottle to bottle. Let me know your opinions on Maker's Mark, and if you've had these versus each other, don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught.